States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the Municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and the Star Ledger on January the 11th, 2021. Adequate notice of the postponement and rescheduling of this meeting due to inclement weather was provided by posting a notice on the bulletin board in the Municipal building and by faxing notice to the Atlantic County Record, Press of Atlantic City, Camden Courier, and North Star Ledger on January the 3rd, 2022. County Commissioner Amy Gatto will now swear in Richard Cheek as Township Committee member.
You didn't have to say it twice.
All right. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Richard Cheek, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. I do further solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all of the duties of the office of Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton for the term of January 1, 2022 through December 31, 2024, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Richard, you want to sign that? And then you can have your seat. Yep. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. County Commissioner Amy Gatto will now swear in Susan Hopkins as Township Committee member.
There we go. All right. I, Susan Hopkins, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. I do further solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all of the duties of the office of Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton for the term January 1, 2022 through December 31, 2024, according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thanks, Amy. Ready? Okay, we'll have the roll call. Mr. Kane,
Here.
Mr. Cheek,
Here.
Ms. Hopkins,
Here.
Mrs. Link,
Here.
Mr. Patali.
Here.
If we may have a moment of silence for private reflection, please. I call now for nominations for the permanent chairperson, also known as mayor, for the year 2022.
I nominate Charles Kane.
I second.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Motion to close nominations?
Motion to close.
Have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close nominations. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye. Nay.
I call now for the vote for the appointment of Charles Kane as the permanent chairperson for the year 2022. Mr. Kane,
Yes.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Patali.
No.
4 yes, 1 no, motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rita. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It truly is a pleasure of mine to serve the residents of this great town. And I just want to preference and say today has been an extremely emotional day personally. If I find moments for pause, please understand that you're in good hands with Mr. Cheek here or another committee member. So we'll go on, and I will now accept a nomination for permanent deputy chairperson, deputy mayor for year 2022.
I nominate Richard Cheeks.
Second. Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Carl Patali.
I'll pass on that. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Close.
Yes.
Close it. Do we need to close nominations, Rita? I'm sorry. I'll entertain a motion to close nominations.
So moved.
Motion.
I have a motion. I have
Second.
a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Pass.
Mr. Patali,
Yes.
Mayor Kane,
Yes.
Mrs. Link, you passed. Like
Yes.
to vote?
Yes.
That's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All yes and carried.
Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the appointment of professionals for the year 2022 or until a successor is appointed. I'll entertain a motion for A, Township Solicitor, please.
I would like to nominate Hankins, Sandman, and Perderlo.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Yes, we need a name. Would that be Robert Samian?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Patali,
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Bob, you want to come up? Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob. Next, we'll move on to B. Seeing that there were no applications, I will entertain a motion to table B at this time.
So moved.
I have a motion.
So second.
Second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll move on to C. I'll entertain a motion for C, Labor Council, please.
I motion for Bill Blaine for Labor Council.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to D. I'll entertain a motion for Bond Council.
I'll motion Joe Fleischman.
I'll second. Rita, can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
On the submittal checklist, if they don't follow that through, is that anything that on that it says free proposals must be placed on the last page?
Check mark is missing from the attachment document is attached. That's good.
Okay. Yes.
Bob, I don't know if your microphone's where it needs to be. That was a yes from Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Next, we'll move on to, I'll entertain a motion for E, Risk Management Consultant, please.
I nominate Derek Valenti of Hardenberg.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to F. I'll entertain a motion for Township Auditor, please.
I'll motion Ford Scott, Leon Costello.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to G. I'll entertain a motion for Township Engineer, please.
I make a motion for Joseph Mafia from EDA for Township Engineer.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to I. I'll entertain a motion for Traffic Engineer, please. I'm sorry, forgive me. Mr. Cheek has corrected me. We're going to move on to H, and that is the alternate Township Engineer. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll motion Remington Verdict, Robert Smith.
I have a motion.
A second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Now we will move on to I. I'll entertain a motion for Traffic Engineer, please.
Make a motion for Robert Smith for Traffic Engineer.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Motion by Committeeman Hopkins and second by Committeeman Link. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We will move on to J, alternate Traffic Engineer, please.
I'll nominate Bob Watkins.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
I'll move on to K, redevelopment attorney. I'll entertain a motion, please.
I'll make a motion for Mr. James Malley
Well,
for redevelopment attorney.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to L. I'll entertain a motion for certified New Jersey general appraiser, please.
I'll nominate Martin Appraisal Associates, Richard Cabrielli.
I have a motion by Mr. Cheek,
Second.
second by Ms. Hopkins. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We will move on to M. I'll entertain a motion, please, for tax map maintenance engineer.
I nominate Robert Smith for tax map maintenance engineer.
Robert Smith.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Ms. Martina, could we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, moving on, I will entertain a motion to authorize the administrator to prepare formal, fair, and open professional service contracts for all appointees for 2022 or until a successor is appointed, and authorize the mayor and township clerk to execute the same.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mrs. Link,
Second.
second by Ms. Hopkins. Rita, can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, we'll move on to 5, which is appointment of township physicians for the year 2022 or until a successor is appointed and to be compensated on a services as rendered basis. A, Atlantic Care Occupational Health Services. B, Atlantic Investigations. C, Weymouth Wellness Center. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Ms. Hopkins,
Second.
second by Mr. Cheek. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkins?
Yes.
Ms. Link? Got them backwards. Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Next, we'll move on to 6, which is Zoning Board of Adjustment. These are Township Committee appointments. Firstly, I will entertain a name for member, unexpired 4-year term, expires 12/31 of 22, please.
I nominate Peter D'Amico.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Next, I will entertain a motion. 4-year term expires 12/31 of 25.
I nominate Bill Crispin.
I have a nomination for Bill Chrisman.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We will move on to 7, Historic Preservation Commission appointments, Township Committee appoints. I'll entertain a motion for a Class A member, 4-year term expiring 12/31 of 25.
I nominate Dr. Ronald MacArthur.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to the Class C member, 4-year term expires 12/31 of 25.
I nominate Thelma Witherspoon.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, could we get a roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We will now move on to alternate 1, 2-year term expires 12/31 of 23.
That was it.
No, that's class. You nominated Thelma for the Class C. Now we have the alternate 1.
No, Karen Place was placed.
Karen Clace.
Rita, can you read back the record on
Yes.
The vote we just had?
Yes,
For
the
what
Class C member was, the motion was Judy Link, the second was Richard Cheek, and it was all yes for Thelma Witherspoon.
Yes, we took it out of order, but it's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
all right. So now we have alternate 1, 2-year term expires 12/31 of 23.
So I nominate Karen Cleese.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
And that was Karen Cleese.
Yep, CLAISC.
Thank you. Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Mayor, I think 6, alternate 2 was not voted on.
We do not have an applicant for that, so thank you. Thank you, Mr. Salmon. We'll move on to 8, Planning Board appointments, Class 3 committee appoints. I'll entertain a motion for Class 3 representative. It must be a member of the Township Committee. I'll nominate Richard Cheek. I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes. The others are appointed by the mayor. For the Class 1, it can be the mayor or the designee. I would enjoy sitting there again. I've been on that planning board for better part of a decade plus now, and I enjoy that. Class 2, township official, I'm going to appoint Jack Percy. Jack, we thank you for your decades and decades of service. Class 4, 4-year term expiring 12/31 of 25. I'll appoint Harry Balicki. Harry has been our chairman for the last couple of years since Richard came over, and he's doing an amazing job. Alternate 1 and alternate 2, we will leave vacant at this time. We'll move on to 9, Veteran Advisory Board, Township Committee appoints. First, we'll consider member 3-year term expiring 12/31 of 24, please.
I nominate Roy Kirsch.
I have a motion by Ms. Hopkins.
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Cheek.
Can you say?
Roll call.
I'm sorry.
Mukesh, M-U-K-E-S.
What's the first name?
Roy.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
I knew there was something. Dr.
Dr.
Mukesh Roy.
Dr. Mukesh Roy. My apologies. Thank you very much for.
All right. The vote. Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Tally.
Did he apply?
Yes. Let me see.
Okay. Yes.
I believe he was already serving and he
He
asked
was.
to be reappointed.
Was that Peter?
No, Dr. Roy.
No, don't.
I'm sorry. I lost.
Yes.
Where am I?
You were,
But, thank you.
Tally said yes.
And Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carry.
All right, we'll move on to member 3-year term expiring 12/31 of 24.
I'll nominate Robert Hagel.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carry.
Good. We'll move on to alternate member 3-year term expiring 12/31 of 24.
I nominate Warren Jerry Nelson.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carry.
Alternate member 3-year term expiring 12/31/24.
I nominate Bob Campbell.
I will second that. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carry.
Alternate member 3-year term expires 12/31 of 24, please.
I'll nominate William Philpott.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
I have a second. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Lastly, for Veteran Advisory Board, 3-year term expiring 12/31/24, alternate member.
I nominate Peter Eschbach.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to 10, Hamilton Township Municipal Authority. This is a Township Committee appointment. First position is member, 5-year term that will expire 2/1 of 27. I'll entertain a motion.
I nominate Mary Jo Coates.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
I'm sorry, the second by Mr.
Mr.
Vitale.
Vitale?
Mary Jo Coots. Okay. Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Next, we'll move on to alternate number 1. This is also a 5-year term expiring on 2/1/27.
Nominate Jerry Nelson.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Read a roll call, please.
Jerry Nelson.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We will move on to 11, Property Maintenance Code Appeals Board, Township Committee appoints. We have 1 member, 3-year term expiring 12/31/24.
Nominate Nicole Kraus.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
I will move on to Lake Lenape Dam Advisory Board. This is a Township Committee appointment. First, we'll take Township Committee member or Township employee, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22. I'll nominate Sue Hopkins.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
No.
Mr. Vitale.
So this is for the committee member?
Yes, sir.
No.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
3 yes, 2 no. Motion carries.
Next, I'll move on to Township Committee member or Township employee, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22.
I nominate Brett Knoll.
Second.
You're going to have to take that backwards. Brett,
Oh, he's a township official.
he's the township employee,
Right.
township official.
I nominate Carl Vitale.
I have a motion. Hearing no second. Are there any other nominations?
Can I second myself?
You can second yourself, of course.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
No.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
No.
3 yes, 2 no. Motion carries.
Next, we will move on to Township official or citizen at large, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22.
Nominate Brett Knoll.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, could we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
No.
Ms. Hopkins.
Can I pass?
You can pass.
Yes, you can pass. I'll come back to you. Okay. Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane,
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Hopkins. Okay. 4 yes, 1 no. And that's for Brett Knoll as the township official.
All right, this is the long one. Next, we'll move on to Green Team, number 13. This is Township Committee appointments. We can't take these as a group, can we? Mr. Salmon, can we take them as a group?
Yes, you can,
I'll-
I'll tell you what, read the names out if anybody hasn't objected.
That's what I'll
to
do.
any one.
If it's okay with committee, I'll read the names. If anyone has a problem, we can take that one out. If not, we'll take them all at one. Citizen Representative expiring, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22, Susan Marks. Same term expiring 12/31/22, Citizen Representative Susan Lascharczyk. Citizen Representative, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22, Denise Applegate. Citizen Representative, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22, Cynthia Myers. Citizen Representative, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22, Audrey Palumbo. Citizen Representative, 1-year term expiring 12/31/22, Carol Dupre. Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22, Helen Hudson. Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31/22, Ryan Greck. Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22, David Yeager. Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22, Lena Nugent. Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22, Crystal Rodriguez. Alternate member, one-year term, 12/31/22, Melissa Belen Gonzalez. One-year term expiring, alternate, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22, Victor Hudson. Municipal official, one-year term expiring 12/31/22, Judy Link. And Township Committee Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31/22, Luann McCardle. Does any committee member have an issue with any one of those names? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve as called.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Patali,
Second.
second by Ms. Hopkins. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Next, we will move on to 14. This is the Senior Advisory Committee. These are Township Committee appointments. First, I will entertain a representative for Fairways. This is a one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22.
I nominate William Schmidt for Fairways
Schmidt.
Representative,
I have
Senior
a-
Citizens.
Is he
I have a motion by Ms. Hopkins. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a
second?
second by Mrs. Link. Read a roll call, please.
That would have been good.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to the Tavistock Representative. This is a one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22.
I nominate Richard Thomas.
I have a motion.
Second.
Richard
I have a second.
Thomas?
Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to the Woods Landing Representative. This is a one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22.
I'll nominate Susan Preston.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second. Read a roll call, please.
There's an email saying she does not want to do this.
Then I would move to table that at this time if you have an email. All right. We have an email, unless there is another nomination at this point. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to table.
So moved.
I have a motion to table.
Second.
Second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we'll move on to Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22.
I'll nominate Jim Carrigan, I'm sorry.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Next, we'll move on to Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22.
Nominate Diane Fox.
Motion by Mr. Patali,
Second.
second by Ms. Hopkins. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We have one more Citizen Representative, one-year term expiring 12/31 of 22.
I
I
nominate.
nominate Nancy Galami.
I second.
I have a motion by Ms. Link, second by Ms. Hopkins. Read a roll call, please.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, we'll move on to 15, Industrial Commission. These are Township Committee appointments. First, we have member, a 5-year term ending 12/31 of 26.
I nominate Robert Laws.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. Read a roll call, please.
Robert Laws was that?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Secondly, we have member 5-year term ending 12/31 of 26.
I nominate Bill Callahan.
I second that. I have a motion and a second. Rita, could we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, we'll move on to 16. Emergency Management Coordinator. The coordinator appoints, the mayor just confirms. I am going to confirm as listed on the agenda. Emergency Management staff is the same. It will be confirmed as listed. We'll move on to 17. Local Emergency Planning Committee. Mayor appoints coordinator, coordinator appoints co-coordinators, and mayor appoints all members. I am going to also do that as listed. 18, Emergency Advisory Board will be the same as listed. 19, this is the mayor's appointment of department co-chairs. The first one, Administrative and Finance, I will appoint as co-chairs Richard Cheek and myself. Public Works, I will, co-chairs will be Sue Hopkins, Judy Link. Public Safety will be Richard Cheek and myself. Planning and Zoning, Richard Cheek, Sue Hopkins. Special Events, Carl Vitale and Judy Link. Moving on, we have the designation of holidays, full-time salaried employees for 2022. They are as listed. If everyone is accepting them, I will entertain a motion.
Motion for the standard holidays is listed in item 20.
Motion. Need a second, please.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next will be 21, designation of official newspapers for municipal advertising, legal advertising for 2022. They include the Atlantic County Record, the Hamilton News, Camden Courier Post, Press of Atlantic City, Vineland Daily Journal, and the Newark Star Ledger. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mrs. Link,
Second.
second by Mr. Cheek. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Roll call.
You want a roll call on that?
I do.
Roll call, Ms. Martina?
Mr. Cheek?
Yeah. Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, next we'll move on to 22, establishing the regular township meeting dates and times as listed on the agenda. The one note should be, obviously, the Monday, January 3rd reorg was rescheduled for this evening. If we're okay with those dates, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mrs. Link,
Second.
second by Ms. Hopkins. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Lastly, we will move on to certification of memberships for year 2022. 1, Atlantic County League of Municipalities. B, Atlantic County Mayors Association. And C, Atlantic County Association of Township Officials. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion for certificate of memberships as stated.
I have a motion by Ms.
Yeah.
Hopkins,
Yeah. So moved.
and I have a second by Mrs. Link. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Next, we'll move on to comments by committee members. Mrs. Link, would you like to go first?
Oh. I didn't expect to go first, but I am hoping that this year, 2022, will take us over the hump of the COVID crisis and make everyone more mindful of helping each other succeed, and more of a kumbaya, year where our community is our most important item for us as we sit here in the dais and we want its success to be number one. Thank you.
Well said, Judy. Mr. Vitale.
Congratulations, Sue and Rich on getting appointed on the committee. Congratulations to Charlie for being mayor and Rich for deputy mayor. And I'd just like to say that I've now been a township committee for 2 years. And my hope is that during that time, you've all learned one thing about me. I'm a man who wants nothing more than what's best for our town and the people of our town. I know I'm not the typical politician. I'm someone who wants to be involved in politics and to serve the greater good. Everyone on this committee has their own opinions. That being said, I won't vote for something just because that's what other Republicans want to vote on, nor would I vote for something just because that's what Democrats want to vote on. My votes, my suggestions, my decisions are all truly my own. Whatever the ordinance, whatever the resolution, whatever personnel is to be hired, please know that about me. I will only vote for what or whom I believe is the right choice. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
Yeah.
First time I get to say this. Committeewoman Hopkins.
Oh, they gave me a microphone. You guys should worry. I really just want to thank everybody. It's an honor to be able to serve you. And I really want to, I got to tell you, I'm impressed with the township, just a little bit I've seen. Rita putting this package together and just the mentoring for a new person that's not familiar with township. Thank you. For the snowstorm this weekend, hats off to the Public Works. We had 12 inches surprise us on Monday. Not one complaint that I saw came to committee about any of the roads. So that's a real tribute to everybody in Public Works and law enforcement that we managed to get through a major snowstorm with no hiccups. I'm looking forward to working with everybody, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but you'll hear a lot of the good out of us. So thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Mr. Cheek.
First of all, I echo the same thoughts as Judy. I mean, everyone, we all have to get through this and get through this together and all prosper with it. Second of all, I have to thank all the voters of Hamilton Township that elected Sue and I last election day. And I know myself, and I'm sure Sue will as well, do the best we can for the township in the best interest of the township. That's all I have to say is thank you.
Thank you. Firstly, I would just like to address Mrs. Link's comments. Judy, I agree with you 100%. I think that there's definitely a line of communication open. I hope it stays that way. I hope that we work together as a committee to do the best that we can for the township's residents and township employees. So I appreciate your comments. I'd like to congratulate Sue for joining us up here, and Mr. Cheek for being returned here by the voters. As you know, Mr. Cheek was appointed, and now he's duly elected. So it's a very great task, Richie. You did a wonderful job. Congratulations. Congratulations on becoming deputy mayor. I'd like to recognize a few people in the room. We have with us Commissioner Gatto, who swore in the individuals, Sue and Richie, this evening. Thank you very much. Commissioner Bertino, thank you. You're everywhere. Joe, congratulations on your appointment, our new clerk, and of course, our Assemblyman-elect Don Guardian. And I see many township committee members, township employees and public. Thank you so much for coming out. I know it's been tough. Congratulations to all the professionals that have either been reappointed or appointed this evening. And I appreciate this committee putting their faith in me. I appreciate the voters putting their faith in me. And I can assure you that I will work with each and every member up here to do whatever is best for the residents, employees of this town. So thank you very much. And we're going to take a brief recess, and then we're going to reconvene in a public meeting. For those of you who want to stick around, it's a short agenda. I would hope to have us out of here in 15, 20 minutes. So thank you. Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to early public comment on agenda items, excluding items listed for public hearings.
We have nobody signed up, Mayor.
No one has signed up. 3, discussions, formal actions may be taken. We have none. We'll move on to 4, introduction of ordinance, public hearing to be held on January 18th, 2022. This is an ordinance, 1977-2022, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. I need a motion for
So
introduction.
moved.
I have a motion by Mrs. Link. Second by Ms. Hopkins. Rita, do we have to roll call that or no?
Ken,
We-
it's up to you.
Let's just roll call it, please. Thank you.
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins, Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes. All right. We're going to move on to 5, awards of bids and contracts. A, resolution to award contract to Professional Property Appraisers, Inc. for residential inspection and measurement services for 2022 in the amount not to exceed $7,000 and authorize mayor and township clerk and assessor to execute the agreement on behalf of the township. I'll entertain a motion.
B and C.
Okay,
I'm sorry?
resolution to
Do I need B and
award.
C?
We need to take them separately.
Okay.
Motion to approve the professional property appraisers for residential inspection.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second, Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
B, resolution authorizing an agreement with Phoenix Advisors LLC of Bordentown to act as continuing disclosure agent to the township for required scheduled filings for the current year ending 12/31 of 22, not to exceed $2,000, and authorize the chief financial officer to sign the same.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mrs. Link,
Second.
second by Ms. Hopkins. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek.
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
and Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, we'll move on to C, resolution to approve change order number 2-2021 road program. Bid 2021-08 Ararat Paving Company, decrease of $12,786.46.
Wow. So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek,
Anytime we get a credit, yes.
Ms. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
I'm going to abstain on this one, please.
4 yes, 1 abstention, motion carries.
All right, next we'll move on to the consent agenda. We have items A through J and K. I would entertain them, like to remove J and K, please. Does anyone else have issue with any of these items? If not, I'll entertain a motion for A through I of the consent agenda.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Vitale,
Second.
second by Mrs. Link. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. I asked to remove J and K. There is some clarification we need. Richard and I both sit on the planning board. We'd like to receive some clarification on this prior to it being voted on. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to table J and K, please.
Mayor, I would recommend that you continue it to the next meeting in lieu of tabling it.
Okay, I'll amend that. I'll entertain a motion to continue it at the next meeting.
So moved.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, 7, we'll move on to personnel. A, resolution appointing Rita Martina, Township Clerk, as Municipal Search Officer for the year 2022.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Link,
Second.
second by Mr. Vitale. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek.
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
Yes.
Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor Kane.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
B, resolution appointing Ray DeSalvo, Tax Collector, as Municipal Tax Search Officer for the year 2022, 99.09% collection rate. Just want to throw that out there.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
And I just want to clarify my comments. Hamilton Township, under Renee's direction, and her office, received a 99.9%, 99.09% tax collection rate for the year. So that's a great job. I vote yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, C, resolution appointing William Johnson, exemption and abatement officer for the year 2022.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second. Roll call, please, Rita.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
D, resolution appointing Renee DeSalvo, tax abatement billing officer for the year 2022, 99.09%.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to E, resolution appointing Christopher Tobias as fire subcode official for a 4-year term effective January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Link,
Second.
second by Ms. Hopkins. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to F. This is a resolution appointing Carol Pickett Young as volunteer senior police chaplain for the police department.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Next, we'll move on to approvals. A, minutes of December 20th, 2021, regular meeting.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yes.
Point of order, I don't believe if Ms. Hopkins second those, she can't. She was not
can't,
a member at that time, so somebody else would have to
Yeah.
second it.
Abstain.
Even if she read them?
Even if she read them. You're approving the minutes of the township committee meeting. She wasn't a member at that time. So somebody else
And I'll
has to
second.
second them.
All right, so we have a motion by, just to clarify the record,
Richard Cheek?
Mr. Cheek,
I need a
second by
Aye.
Mr.
I second
Vitale.
it.
By Carl Vitale?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Yes. And that,
You abstained.
And
4 yes,
abstention?
1 abstention.
Thank you
Motion
very
carries.
much. Next, we'll move on to B, executive session minutes of December 20th, 2021.
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Link,
Second.
second by Mr. Cheek. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Abstain.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 abstention. Motion carries.
Next, C, payrolls and bills. Bill list total $1,029,352.46. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Rita, roll call this one, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Now we'll move on to reports. Mr. Administrator.
I just want to echo the comments made by Committeewoman Hopkins about the job Public Works did on Monday. It was one of those snows that, snow really didn't hit the ground to 6:30 or so they really couldn't do anything for a few hours. And by the time they went home that night, they had the community substantially completed. So we had 8, depending upon which source you want to look at, we had anywhere from 8 to 9.5 inches of snow in Hamilton Township, and to be able to respond that quickly, I think I got my hats off to the job Public Works did. Thank you, Brett. But the other matter is I had listed for closed session a discussion about the township administrator's position. Really what I need to find out, and maybe we don't have to go in closed session, is everybody provided me their ranking. I gave you a ranking list of who the top 6 candidates were. Do you want to schedule special meetings for next week to interview all 6 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them? If we're not going to talk about anybody in specific, just give me direction as to off that list, who do you want to interview from the ranking? We could do it that way. If you want to talk about specific candidates, then we really need to do that in closed session.
Committee, what's your pleasure? Would you like to interview 4 first? Would you like to interview 6? Or would you like to go into closed session and discuss them individually?
Not to discuss individual. I just wanted to go into closed session because I know we got a couple more.
Okay, so with that being said,
That'll be discussed.
when we get to 11, Peter, we'll go ahead and go into closed session.
No problem. I have nothing further, Mayor.
Thank you. Bob, back in your rightful chair.
Well, I have a rather lengthy report here. It's going to take me a little time to get through. But rather than do that, Happy New Year to you all.
Thank you, Bob.
And I'm just very appreciative to be back.
We appreciate the job that you do. Mr. Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate the opportunity. Obviously, I've been involved with Hamilton Township behind the scenes for quite some time. But that being said, Steve was looking to maybe slow down and move on, spend some more time with the grandkids. So I'm happy to step in and be the face of what you guys see on a monthly basis.
We're all very much aware of the work that you've done at your firm. With Steve sitting there, we have all the confidence in you.
Thank you.
And you have big shoes to fill. Steve,
No problem.
Steve is a little bit of a rock star, so you have big shoes to fill. But
Well, I'm more of a country guy, but I'll do it.
exactly. So, congratulations, welcome aboard,
Thank
and
you.
I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much.
Township committee members, Ms. Hopkins, do you have anything you would like to add? No. No. Okay. Mrs. Link.
No, I think we're off to a good start. And as I say, it's going to be a little hard to fill Rodney's shoes, especially on the green team. Thank you. And he has been very diligent, and he is anxious to hear who was on the green team and has devoted a lot of time to him. So hats off to Rodney, and we will miss him. And that's it.
Thank you, Judy. Carl?
Yeah, well, didn't say it earlier. Should have said it was welcome to the new members on the various boards. It's don't take it lightly. There's these boards. They I don't want to say wield a lot of power, but they're very important. So welcome aboard and look forward to working with you in any way possible. I don't know if everybody saw it today, but quite a tragedy up in Philadelphia. 13 people killed in a row home fire. 7 of them were children. Come to find out, not a single working smoke detector.
Although they were inspected, but not.
Yeah, I don't know about all of that, but
Yeah.
I mean, just hearing that, it's heartbreaking because I know I heard one interview with one of the firefighters, and he said that he has never ever pulled a body out of a house fire or any fire where there were working smoke detectors, only non-working smoke detectors. So just think about that for a little bit. So please go home, make sure your smoke detectors work. I'd hate to see that. I don't want to see that happen anywhere, let alone here. So that was just something that really made me think a little bit today. And of course, what everybody else said, great job to Public Works. You guys were rock stars Monday. I didn't get a single phone call. I did make one phone call and said, when is Lake Drive going to get plowed? But when I woke up in the morning, it was done. So, but yeah, you guys did a great job. And I got to say, Route 40 on my way home from work was horrendous. And then when I got onto our roads, they were better than Route 40 was. So great job, guys. And Reagan, Maddie, miss you, love you. Hope to see you soon.
Mr. Cheek.
I have to give kudos to Public Works. I'll be honest with you. Yesterday, I went to my mom's to shovel out, help her and whatnot. And our roads were unbelievably better than the state and county roads. It impressed me so much on the way back from my mom. I stopped at Public Works to give them a compliment. That's how much it stood out from everyone else. And at that time, our roads were complete and they were doing the parking lot and the sidewalks at the city building and whatnot. So all our roads in the morning, yesterday morning, were complete and clear where the state and counties weren't. Did a hell of a job. That's it.
Thank you. I certainly echo the sentiments of each committee member. Carl is absolutely correct. The boards in this town, they do shape the future of this town. And I have a great affection and a great appreciation for those that give freely of their time to sit on each one of those boards. I may not agree with some of the decisions that come out once in a while, but I respect the fact that individuals have taken the time to volunteer their services for this township, and they should be commended for that. Again, thank you for putting your faith in me. I will do everything I can to see the vision that we've had for this town move forward. And I appreciate the opportunity to sit in this chair again. I do not take it lightly, and I do thank the committee, and I thank the public. So with that, I will open it up to the public for comment. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Now I will entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session. We may or may not reconvene in public session with action being taken.
Make that motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Patali,
Second.
second by Mrs. Link. Read a roll call that, please.
Mr. Chief?
Yes.
Ms. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
I thank you very much.
Be resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton that this meeting be adjourned to an executive session to discuss the following matter, which is exempt from public discussion pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law. Township Administrator position, personnel. Be it further resolved that the governing body may reconvene in public session to confirm the results of the executive session. Be it further resolved, the results of the executive session will be made known as soon as the basis for confidentiality is no longer confidential.